Okay, welcome everybody to the main event 157. I wrote 137. Gee, I'm going backwards. What it is I was thinking about the fact that you were with us 5 months ago on episode 134, talking about CapCut back then. We've been watching you do all kinds of wonderful things using CapCut on your posts, and so I said, well, we got to get Lynda back again because we like to have Cathcart talk about CapCut. Let me go over the news a little bit before we get started. As usual, there is a ton of news every week. Can't believe it. I'm going to start back at the earliest stuff that I posted. This is about Sea Dance, thing by Eugenio Ferrio, who I go to all the time. You should follow him because he is always posting news, literally multiple times a day. He's over in Italy. Anyways, this one is about the idea looked simple on the surface. Feed Omni in Sea Dance 2.0 with a rough 3D video containing camera movements along with character and scene reference. The results are impressive, he said. And you can watch this video and they show the small one up in the upper right-hand corner and below the animation moving. The next one is about Claude desktop app. The particular post talks about stop ignoring 90% of Claude. Here's every feature, every Claude feature explained in 3 minutes. 1, go to Claude desktop app. 2, pay for the monthly $20 a plan. 3, book this. Got this chart with all these features and everything, and I thought that was rather interesting. I haven't put any chat programs on my desktop other than I guess you could say that Grammarly is a sort of a chatbot in that it corrects your wording. Topaz Labs going all in for precision. And this is kind of an interesting thing of what they're talking about and the types of things that they're trying to improve. There's some very interesting things happening in various programs improvement. Mention a couple more in a minute, but the next news item is very interesting, and I don't know if this is going to actually work for people or not. But what it is real-time, instant, virtual try-on of clothes. It's got like a floor-length mirror, but it's really a computer screen, and you can stand in front of the thing, move around, and have a selected clothing item you want to try on, and it puts it on you, and it moves with you simultaneously. It's happening. Now, I can see that happening in a store, but the question is, someday are we going to be doing this from home? Is there any need to go to a mall in the future? I mean, Amazon has done a whole lot to kill a lot of mall business. But what if we have this at home where we can look at ourselves trying on different clothes and see what it looks like before we go and purchase? The next one is moving multimodal video to a new level with Qwen 3.5. That's another connection there. Creating consistent characters with Firefly. I want to try this. I want to see. I haven't done anything with Firefly for a while, but this is about how you can use Firefly for consistent character. Build a workflow by describing what you want with flora fauna. For anybody such as myself who has not worked in a node-based platform, this might be something that is worth looking into, in that what you will do is you'll describe what you want to do, and it will build a workflow for you. So again, something to look at, to look into. Sounds interesting. Lighting control with FreePix. FreePix is giving you a chance to change your lighting and do all kinds of things in terms of how you're seeing a scene, and like make lighting changes, try different lighting combinations in that particular image that you have. Israel Alif gives a great explanation on how to architect your prompt. He's talking about doing this with Nano Banana, really given a very interesting thing, and it's a fashion-oriented image that he's done, but it's really quite impressive. And now the next thing that I have in here is actually something I want to share on the screen. Welcome, Rachel. I'm going to share my screen and share this with you because Eric and Glenn are here, and I want you to, in case you didn't see it, I want you to see their latest video.
Everyone hates you! You are the school freak. We all hope you get cancer. Ugh, what a total slut. Look at little Miss Bitch. Your new nickname is Ugly. You are so worthless.
That was amazingly powerful. What a great job.
Well, thanks, Lynda.
Yeah, I wanted to give you guys both a chance to talk about it.
Thanks, Big Al. Appreciate you sharing it. That was done for Luma Agents. It was all done through Luma Agents, which is actually very similar to what Fauna is in Flora right now. And they were running a contest. Use their platform, enter it into their contest. If it gets submitted, if it wins, it gets submitted to the Cannes Film Festival. And if by any chance it wins gold, you win $1 million. So we wanted to participate in that, and you needed to name the product based on Luma because you didn't want to use any real companies or anything like that. So, and then the music was created with Suno and edited with CapCut.
Well, since I shared it on the screen, if you win, I wouldn't mind a little kickback.
You'll get a cut. But Glenn and I worked on it for, what do you think, Glenn? About 2 weeks, I think it took us to.
Yes, I would say a solid 2 weeks, and it was. I didn't get a chance to tell this to you, Eric, but you know this already. I mean, I work alone, like most of us probably do the majority of the time. So I really appreciate you reaching out and wanting to partner up. I think we have a similar mindset in a lot of ways. We have similar advertising backgrounds. And it was just a very interesting and labored experience, but it was, labor of love. So, and I'm happy with the end result, and I would do it again anytime.
Well, you guys are also a great team for making birthday songs.
That's true too.
Well, I just wanted everybody to see that, and by, I think a number of people here have probably seen it, but by doing it on the show here, it's going to be on the recording of this episode so that anybody that goes to this episode on the YouTube channel will be able to see it as well.
Well, thanks, Big Al. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Lynda, I am always amazed by all of the new things you're trying in CapCut. I've done quite a few things in CapCut, but you discover capabilities within it that I've never looked into. I do a variety of things with it, including adjusting sound and, for example, the Bambi thing that I put together. Those were all, I think about 4 cuts that various people had put on YouTube about this particular scene. So I put them all together, but the sound was rather poor. And so I did a sound enhancement in CapCut, and it made a whole difference in it, and also quality of the image adjustment. So it looked almost like the video rather than these various cuts from on YouTube. So I'm going to turn the floor over to you and look forward to you sharing with us various things that you have brought with you today.
Wonderful. Thank you. I appreciate being here, and I love looking out and knowing most of the people that are here. Thank you guys for being here. I was thinking about this as I was getting ready this morning. I've gone two different ways with how to do things today. In the past, I think that people walk away with a lot more information, seeing it done in front of them versus trying to imagine it when you're going through, a PowerPoint. So I am leaving it up to you. I have a PowerPoint that'll go through in a very organized fashion each thing and all the new AI products, but flipping back and forth, we're not going to be able to go through them all. Or we could just go down to a video that I put together ready to work on, and I could show you actually what I do when I work. And if you guys want to pop off your mute buttons, you can do that and let me know what seems the most interesting.
I want to see you work, and I want to look at the document later.
Okay.
That's exactly what I was thinking too.
Yeah. Well, I've got a really great couple of infographics that break down some new ways of layering things that makes your imaging and your animation look 3D. And even there's this one that does some sort of curving to it. That's the stuff I'll give you to take. And then we'll go through kind of what I do. And I also want to open the floor to anybody else in here who has things they know about CapCut and wants to share, because it is growing exponentially and it feels like I can't keep up with it. I know what I use, and I keep trying to expand what I use so I don't kind of fall into a rhythm of not taking advantage of it. I mean, specifically what you said, Al, about the enhancing the sound. And I was even going through last night and using the upscaling, and it was really good. I mean, I was really surprised how good it was. So there's just a lot. I think it's really expanding. The part about CapCut that is not great is it feels like when you are working on something that's maybe over 3 minutes, it just can't hold it all in its little brain, and it sort of quirks out. And the way I've dealt with this is breaking things into pieces. So I'll have a scene that'll be one piece and another scene that'll be one piece. And then in the end, after I get everything put together, I'll put those together. It's if they could ever figure that part out, it would be amazing. So I'm going to give.
Let me tell you about that sort of thing, because I have this every week. I'm doing the edit of the main event, and so it is an hour long, a little bit over an hour long. And what I find it happens is it just kind of slowly does stuff until it finally says that it's going to do save a copy of it, a version of it that it can work in faster, probably a little more low res. But anyway, it'll do that. But the other thing I wanted to ask you about is I have used CapCut from the very beginning as a place to do a storyboard. If I've got things that are either voice, you frequently are doing things with music backgrounds. Do you lay down the music track after, along with various still images that you've created in order to make a storyboard of what this whole thing is going to look like, or do you do various animations and then bring them into the program and then add a soundtrack and then work it together that way?
I'm kind of I like the mystery of the process. So when I'm working, normally I'll get some images that just stand out to me, and they affect me emotionally. And when I start seeing that and I start expanding the number of images that I have, I can start seeing what this is going to be in my head and then do the animations. So what I normally do is actually go for the visual first and choose my choose my clips and put them into CapCut. And then I'll go in to Suno. I'll have an idea about kind of what I'm thinking about and have done some research. Sometimes it's based on like the location. I was actually working with Ken, and I can't remember his last name, but we were looking at music from Lapland to possibly use under previous piece I made. But it usually the music comes after, or it comes as I'm doing it. Like I said, I'm kind of, even when I studied when I was in school, I was the type of person where just I got all the information I could find and laid it out, read it all, and then kind of synthesized it. And so it's not so much, I'm not an orderly person. I'm more of a suck in all the information and see what I get.
We got a couple of questions before you start. Rachel?
Sure.
Rachel, you want to give
Hello, Lynda.
Hello, darling.
Nice to see everyone. I have, this is not related to the subject you were just talking about. One thing about CapCut that always upsets me is that I'll create a video, and a couple of months down the track you might want to go and reference it for something else, and your video files, because you've changed your video files on your laptop, I think, move them, say, to your hard drive or somewhere else, then there's all these holes in the timeline.
I hate that.
You know the way
I
around
hate that. I have not, I've had that happen, and it's so frustrating that you have to go back. It actually tells you the ones that are missing. You have to go search for all those ones and then move them back to where they need to be. And it's a huge time waste. I've started keeping folders with all the same pieces, keep it all together, so that if I do have to move the information, I move it in the folder. It matches with the video I created on CapCut by name or by date and name, and then I just bring it back in when I'm trying to use it. It doesn't always work perfectly, but it seems to be the best way to doing that. I don't know if that's a standard with other editing. Do you know, Al?
When I first started working with it, what it did is it set up a CapCut folder within my movies.
I know, folder. I found that one too.
And so everything that I've done gets saved into movies. Now, if I want to save a copy someplace else, like in a file that's related to that, I will do that. But the big problem that I have with CapCut and its saving things is you can put at the top of the thing a name of what this thing is, and it will save it if you've had that name up there for a fairly long time. So I like to put the name on, at the beginning, so that when I do save it, it will have that name. Because what it will frequently do is it'll just assign a 4-digit number to it. And I've actually seen where I've gone to a file that I had saved by a name, opened it up, and it'll open it up as a different file with a number on it. And it's not...
You don't know what it is.
Yeah, exactly. Glenn, you had a question.
Oh, Lynda, so did I hear you right? music comes last for you?
It does. It usually is in the back of my mind while I'm working. I sort of get a feeling of it, and then when I get done, I actually choose the music. Sometimes it'll be, if it's a popular song, I'll already know what I'm doing. But if it's something from Suno, it sort of comes afterwards.
Right, right. It's so funny. I work the complete opposite. And I could
I
never
think
work that way because I cut to the music. So if I didn't have music, I wouldn't know where to go. I wouldn't even know what I was doing.
Yeah,
I
I do
yeah.
everything in timing with the music,
Yeah.
and obviously your stuff is timing with the music. So at some point or other, you're lining it up with the music. I have recently asked Lynda to uh, stop using commercial songs and be doing stuff on Suno because whenever I post my videos on YouTube. Last time, it had her video with a song in the background that was a popular song, and I had my video about Bambi. And because of both of those things, people told me in Israel they couldn't see it. People told me in Italy they couldn't see it. I asked Margarita today if she would check and see if she could see it in Portugal or not. But a lot of people are being left out of being able to see these videos unless we just don't have any copyright issues.
Well, they block everything on YouTube. And then it was just YouTube. And then now it's YouTube and Facebook and CapCut and TikTok. So the only place you can use something that is a popular song that's over a minute is on LinkedIn. But it really, you lose so many people. So it's better to
Yeah.
make your own music.
Have you used the music from CapCut? CapCut?
I have.
I think
I'm
it's
not,
really good.
yeah,
I've used a lot of it.
yeah, the ones that sometimes I just want a loop, just something that'll keep going and going and going, and I could just put it underneath whatever I'm doing. And they have great loops, and they're changing all the time.
Well, I haven't looked for the loops, but
Just put loop at the top when you
yeah,
search, and that way, like if you don't really want the song to be the thing that stands out, they have just really good stuff.
they've even got like bush. A lot of my images have something to do with the earth, and they've got forest sounds and a lot of little things that you can put in there. But I haven't, lately I've been able to find anything I've needed really. Once I
Yeah,
go
the
through
sound
and go,
effects are
yeah,
good
that's the
too.
sound I want. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd forgotten about that. Yeah, I've used the sound effects before. I think horses' hooves one time.
That's a good one.
Okay, we've got two more questions, and then we're going to let Lynda get into her presentation. Okay, folks. So first of all, Teresa, what was your question or comment?
Uh, First of all, I don't think that everything has to be synced to the music. And as a matter of fact, I think it can be distracting. So I would encourage you to also experiment with it not being right on the beat. So this is something I learned in film school because I showed a film in a big auditorium, and that was the hugest criticism, and I didn't understand until experimenting with it for 20 years. And it can be that the contrast is important sometimes with depending on what you're doing, the contrast of the music or the sound to the images. That's the first thing. And the other thing is creating in Imagine Art using video. You can in Kling ask for sound. So I used to in CapCut use sound effects and things, but now I'm importing the clips with the sound and then doing other stuff on top of it, and that seems to be working really well. And
Yeah,
you can turn it up and down.
Yeah, you can also get lip sync at the same time
Right.
if it's going to be lip synced. But I think you can also specify that it's voiceover. I agree with you about that, but the thing is that frequently, like I would think Glenn and Eric and I would be putting things together where we've got different sound effects, changing the music for different scenes and different things like that. So you're basically got to have certain things sync up with it. But
It depends on your project,
yeah,
of course, but I would say for a more, well, you can look at Sofia Coppola's work. She was one of the first people that changed the music, was more grungy to the aesthetic of the film, and it worked really well.
It did.
So anyway, just my input, but it all looks great, whatever you do. I always start with images first.
Yeah.
I think of it like an outfit. When you're getting dressed, you have your outfit, and then the music is an accessory.
Yeah, that's kind of the way I think about it too.
one more from Eric, and then we're going to let you show us stuff.
Just a note about using popular music. I haven't posted on Instagram in quite some time, but I used to regularly, and used to be able to use some popular music on your post there. And then I go back and visit some of my stories, and the music is no longer there.
Yeah.
Violate copyright laws, or it gets cut, taken off for some reason. So, at least on Instagram, if you want something to know that it's going to be there for quite a while, you need to really check into those copyright laws before you do that.
Yeah, same with YouTube. I've done things and then I go back and they're blocked from everybody. It turns into private versus public.
Okay, Lynda, take it away.
Okay, I'm gonna grab the screen then. Last night, I've been working with some new images, and I decided to put a bunch of them together with some of music I'd written recently. And I thought what we could do is sort of go through the process, and I can show you some of the things that I've been doing lately that seems to help make the work a little deeper, and also take care of one of the things I've used out of the AI is adding in the captions all the way through. So I'm going to just start this a little bit here, and then for anybody who's not familiar with CapCut, this is the desktop version. They're all somewhat similar. Desktop seems to have more options. Over here is where you're going to upload your media. It's also where you're going to upload your media, your audio. It's where you can add text to the screen. There's some silly stickers. I normally use effects and transitions. You can add captions if you decide to use CapCut to record a podcast. It does that sort of thing, and you can make sure it adds captions in. There's filters. I really haven't used the filters. Usually I have that taken care of. Adjustments. They do have templates. I don't go there. And then you can make yourself an avatar if you wish. So that's where you start. Then what you normally do is you're going to, once you have all your media, this is what I downloaded. You can download one at a time, or you can do like in other things, you can click them all and have them go down at the same time. Those would end up here. And then the audio, I import my audio most of the time. And what I had done in the past was actually extract audio from music on Spotify. But that doesn't work anymore, so I haven't been doing that. These three here came directly from Suno. And the handheld version of Suno, or the mobile version of Suno actually has a direct link. If you're doing CapCut on your mobile phone, it has a direct link to move the Suno song directly over to the video that you're working on, which is really handy. Uh, you can import your stuff. This is supposed to be ones that you have liked before and saved. Sometimes they show up again, sometimes they don't. This is a loop here. Rachel, I know you were talking about that. And you can look up whatever you're choosing. Let's see, import audio, all music. Let's see, music. Yeah, this is where you can do it. You can look it up here. I tried to find some of the more famous ones. Sometimes they'll show up in here, sometimes they won't. You get a lot of classical music. Usually it's not great quality, but it is the song. And then here's the sound effects, which Teresa was mentioning. And there's loads of stuff. I mean, she's absolutely right. You know, you could clicks of a mouse and all that good stuff. And I'm not even sure what the hell that is. So then what I normally do is get this down here, get it in an order I like. Sometimes I'll even go ahead and do the transitions, but most of the time it's just getting these guys in an order that visually looks good to me, the different sections. And with each section I click down here, it also shows up here. That's kind of the screen that you use to watch what's going on as you're working. And then on the right-hand side is where you really start making some adjustments. The video screen, this changes the size of the video. You can see how that works. Let me get back to 100. Oh, cool. It's easier to do this. Okay, then I have started using enhanced quality, which you can do by clicking that, and you get a choice of ultra high or high definition. And that was really pretty darn good last time I did that. You can reduce the noise that's going on. I think that's kind of the clarity idea. The optical flow is the frame rate. And I had just found out recently that not now. If you end up doing a podcast using CapCut, it's recommended to do it at 30 frames per second. So just a side aside there. AI remove. I haven't tried that one yet. That's a new one. The remix, the eye contact I've used, it can be really good. It kind of keeps it keeps the viewers tuned in. It seems like I'm paying more attention when I watch it, but it can also be really creepy. Lip sync is new. Relight, Al, you were talking about that. They do some relighting here as well. So you can make some changes. I don't know if it's as advanced as what you've seen, but they do have quite a bit. Reframing, if you are having trouble where things are moving all over the place, you can get it so it evens everything out. Removing flickers. The camera tracking, I've tried. I don't think I do things that move enough to take advantage of camera tracking, but I'm sure that would work. So that's really kind of the ones I use here. Then we have over here speed. You can change the speed, and you can change it by duration, or I think running it this way. This I use a lot, particularly when I'm trying to make the music and the animation work together. There's times when there's movement happening where it needs to be a little bit faster or slower to encourage an emotion. It seems to be as powerful as the music sometimes even, and in combination I find it's even better. most of the time, actually all the time, I do it myself. I use my own and change it. And this sort of works like a big jump down. So it'll go from here to immediately down there. There's no soft slope into a slower or faster pace. Then the animation, I haven't really used this. Most of the time, I just do the stuff myself. Color match is interesting. I tried that for the first time. This is under adjust. It didn't work great with the one that I did today. It might work with other people with other different ones, but it's worth taking a look at and see if it works for you. And then you've got, all the adjustments here that you can make, including tightening the clarity and sharpening things. This is part of one of the hacks I have that I'll give you at the end, or give you as a infographic to use. And again, all of these things are over here. The color mask, when you add a mask, it takes a portion of the screen and eliminates it from whatever the change that you're making. And then we've got stylized, and I have never used this over here. This is more, I think if you are like a UGC creator or something, and you're trying to do quick gain attention videos, that seems to be a real big portion of the group of people who use CapCut.
Would you click on the style button so we can see what those things are?
Yes. I think I have to upload my picture.
Oh, all right. That's all right.
Yeah, I think it's based on a human being's head. And
Okay.
yeah, it just changes. It looks like it just changes your hair color, to be quite honest.
Okay.
So this takes you then down to this last portion. And usually once I get these guys all together, I'll also grab a song by importing it as I have over here in audio and placing it beneath. And usually the first thing I do is click on this. The other part you should know is that whenever you click on either the video clips or the music, you can see that different things come up. For example, over here, the volume changes. You can fade in so that it's not starting out super loud. You can fade out. You can enhance your voice. Wasn't that what you were doing, Al?
Yes.
Yeah. Normalize loudness. I do reduce noise. My house is loud sometimes. And voice changer, I haven't done that before. That might be interesting. They have voice characters, and apparently it's speech to song. I haven't tried that either. And then the speed at which you're actually speaking, I can change that. So we're down to the sound here. I don't really, at this point when I'm working, I don't have words involved in it. I do have the music. So right now, I've got this bar is for the music, and I normally go up here and add my, let's take these out and you'll see. I add my beats, auto mark beats, and I just do the whole thing because I like to know all of them.
Show that slider on the right there where you can lengthen the thing, because
Yeah.
sometimes when you want to get in between
Yeah.
different sections of the music or whatever, or cut off a little piece of the video, you can use that slider to widen the thing out and then see better, frame by frame or beat by beat.
Exactly. And Glenn showed me this last time. When you're slipping things in and out, they do snap together. And this is a way of making sure that whenever you're bringing something in and out, it snaps into the right place, and you can let it go free as well. So let me just start this now that we kind of have a little bit of an overview, and then I can show you sort of what I did when I built it and give you an idea of what things look like. So can you all hear it?
Yeah.
Bouncing and bumping, dancing to the groove. The girls they go whoa 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 whoa. The guys they go 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 go. All the girls they go 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 go. Bouncing.
So you can see how it's kind of cool how this turns out, where you actually can set that and turn that on. And that's what I was going to show you first, because that's the thing that I learned recently that was probably the most interesting. I'm going to ask that you be patient with me on this, because I have done this maybe twice. And the first time I did it incorrectly. When you go up to the top here and you're wanting to add effects or transitions or captions, there's also this choice of adding text. And it gives you, some preset ideas, some text effects that you can do if you want to, type a title in or of sorts. There's also templates that you can use, and some of these are really nice, actually. I often use them for the name of the video that I'm creating, but this isn't where you actually do the captions, even though it is text. You actually have to go over here and do it. I have auto captions clicked because I'm not going to go through and figure things out. English, no bilingual, auto highlight keywords. I didn't do that. I looked at adding emoji and it just took up too much room on the page. And filler words would be if you are using captions for a presentation where you're speaking. And we got templates. And this is kind of cool. Let's see if I can figure out which one it was that I used. Is it this one? No, it's a different one than this. Let's see. They have all these different kinds. And let's see if I can get rid of this.
Biggest problem is deleting an effect and then going back and trying to find it again.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. It might have been the glow one. I don't remember, but whatever it is, for example, we'll do this one. This is the effect we're going to choose. I'm going to tell it to, let's get rid of current captions that I just did. I'm going to ask it to generate the captions. There's a little part in this process that you have to hit to make it work. Let's see. Auto lyrics.
You can also do a Command Z and step back a number of steps to find where you were.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me try that. Oh, it's been a while. How far does it go back?
Try it.
Okay.
Well, you got the same thing you had up there before.
Yeah. I wish I could figure out where that was. But what you have to do is generate the lyrics, and then it will actually put them where it belongs in the song, as you saw when we were doing it before here. The only problem is I can't figure out how to move the lyrics.
I can tell you how.
You do know how? Tell me how.
Put your cursor on the words on the screen and drag it where you want it.
Oh, wait a minute.
No, right on the words.
I think I messed up here. Let me get down here. Okay.
Select
No,
select the bar, the brown bar that's the words.
the brown. Oh, here.
Yeah,
Okay.
select that. Now you
Okay.
can move it.
Ah, thank you. Let's try it. Selected that. No, wait a minute. I must be doing
No, you're
something
not
wrong.
on it. There you go. Try that.
I've got that. Now I'm bringing my cursor after marking that up here
Right on the type.
and then move it, and I'm not able to move
No,
it.
you were in between words.
I was
Al, are you sure that it's not because when you do text, it's very easy to do exactly what you just said. But this caption thing, which I've never tried, I wonder if that's an issue.
I've moved captions
You
Okay.
multiple
have.
times.
All right.
Well, I haven't had any luck moving them since trying this is an AI thing they just recently added. I can't move them and I couldn't reduce the size of them. The setup on this side, and I thought that going over here would make a difference, but I'm not getting anywhere. It doesn't seem to break out the captions at all here. And I can't figure out how to grab it. So that's annoying because it sits in the middle of the page. I'm still trying to figure out why that's that way.
Let me ask you to do something. Would you explain the effects bars and also the transitions? What kind of transitions you have?
Sure. The effects right now, I usually come in with either an opening and the effects are up here. And you have intro or outro opening. Some of them are more interesting than others. Al, you said last time, and I absolutely agree, the one that closes out that is like it gets darkened around the edges into nothing is not very good. You had a hack for that. I remember you telling me. What was that again?
Which one was it? What are you saying?
You know how an ending and outro where
Yeah,
small hole.
I do a fade in or fade out effect at the beginning, so you could actually start on a black frame. Put it in the search fade in.
Yeah, here's
Yeah.
fade
There
in,
you go. There's fade
and
in.
there's the fade out.
Right.
I do something kind of similar. Sometimes I won't do it with a black screen. In this case, I did this thing called super large spot, which just kind of brings it into focus. And then if we get to the transitions, a lot of times I end up using mix,
Yes.
which is kind of the least invasive of most of them.
I'll tell you what the problem is with mix though. The problem with mix is what it does is it creates additional frames. And if you have a scene where you want the motion to continue, from the very beginning, it will look like you have a stopped frame and now you're going to start it. So it doesn't work on something like that. But I like the mix one because it gives a nice soft transition, and it's I think better than their dissolve.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that myself. I wondered if there was another one. It seemed like there was a mix that also had a fade to black in the middle of it too. Yeah, I've noticed that. I thought that was part of the AI, the option to add additional frames. Because every time I use mix, I get that too. I didn't understand.
Well,
So,
another thing, of course, is you can shorten the length of the
yep.
effect.
And you can either grab onto it here and tighten it up or expand it. Same with, see, there's the note about creating duplicate frames for transition. You can change it up here as well. Sometimes I'll even just apply it to all of them, which I did in that case. One of the things I've been using a lot is actually combining a transition with one or two effects. It can help make something smoother if you start on one side with it and end on the other side, especially if you've got something that's a little bumpy. It can make a huge difference. You can see it in this case. I'm gonna turn it off, okay, and then we'll turn it back on. The only problem, and this is another problem with CapCut that is I'm noticing more and more, is it just cuts off like it's going off a cliff. I mean, like somebody turned off the light, and I hate that. So what happens is you have to really almost run it from one clip to the beginning of the next clip, or you have to layer it with something else that's slightly less. I learned that when I was creating something that involves snow. The snow would come down heavy and then immediately stop, and that didn't work. So I kept layering and adjusting things until the flakes slowly sort of dissipated. That would be an amazing improvement in the whole thing, I think, personally.
Lynda, couldn't you just slow down the video?
I could slow down the video, but I don't want to slow down the actual video. I just want a softer start and a softer end to whatever the effect is.
I'll tell you how I use the extend the video is if I am producing something and the maximum I can get out of Kriya is 15 seconds and I need it to be 15 and a half or 16, I will extend it. It won't slow it down so much that it'll be a problem. But
really?
It would be a problem if you have your soundtrack on it. It would slow down the soundtrack as well.
And then that carries all the way through. And that's the other thing, you can slow down a piece at a time when you choose to adjust the speed.
Right.
It's just one piece at a time. And let's keep going here.
I have in the past cut that part, and then extended slowly just the part that I wanted.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean cut a portion out of this?
And then extend just that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great idea. It's just that immediately off and on that really irritates me. So what you do is you actually cut that little end off and then move that to the side, extend it so it's slower, and then put it back on?
You splice it, right.
That's great. I didn't think about that. Brilliant. Yeah.
You
that's
could do
wonderful.
that even if you had a section that had sound on it. If you waited until the sound was over, you could extend it just a little bit past the sound and it wouldn't affect the sound.
Or you could just put it on afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could
See,
just take the sound off.
I learned how to cut in the dark room. That's why I thought of it.
I'm grateful for that.
I would like it if you would, because we're up to the hour now.
Oh,
What
goodness.
I would like you to do is just run through this video so we see it from start to finish, and then let's go back to everybody and let people make comments.
Sure, let's do it.
Dum dum da da. Dum dum da da. Dum dum da da. bouncing and bumping, dancing to the groove. The girls they go whoa 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 whoa. The guys they go 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 go. All of the girls they go whoa 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 whoa. Bouncing and bumping, dancing to the groove. The girls they go whoa 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 whoa. The guys they go 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 go. All of the girls they go whoa 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 whoa. Bouncing and bumping, dancing to the groove. The girls they go whoa 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 whoa. The guys they go 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 go. All of the girls they go whoa 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 whoa. The dancing and bumping, dancing to the groove. The girls they go whoa 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 whoa. The guys they go 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 go. All of the girls they go whoa 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 whoa. Dancing all night, two-stepping and bumping on a Saturday night. Just don't stop the music cause the groove is right. Make sure that you hold me cause it's nice and tight. I don't want no trouble, I don't want to fight. Everything is
The
okay.
song really wasn't, the words weren't for this, but the sound was good. I had been looking at something that Bill Withers had done a while back and loved the orchestration of it and the sound and the little funk going on, and I created from that, but it wasn't the words didn't fit. The sound did.
Here's a case where, because the music doesn't have an end to it, where you could do the fade out the end of it, and it would, soften the thing rather than just a blank cut. On the music track, because you've got you're cutting it right in the middle of the song.
Yeah.
If you take and add a fade out on your music track, select the music track, do a fade out, then you don't have that abruptness.
Usually I find a place to end that's more satisfying, listening to something and leaving someone on like there.
Two-stepping and bumping on a Saturday night.
Which you do, like, you make sure you have this one hit, mark that, delete the sound, and then I just probably delete the rest of these to the right. And that would, I'd adjust then the different clips to make things work. But I do try to leave people with some resolution in the sound. So
I think
to
Big
stop.
Al means
sorry?
like with the animation tool, you fade out the image, and then you can also fade out the music, so it just sort of
They both end
resolves.
together.
Yeah, it's not a sudden one. I think that's what you meant, isn't it, Big Al?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't ever done the fade out. Yeah. Oh, yeah. With the black, fading out to black and fading out the music. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm catching on. Yeah. So then you'd hit these guys over here and you can adjust the speed or how long.
And just one more little trick that I do. I don't care for the effects where you're fading to black. They seem to be jumpy. And what I do is I'll put in a black frame at the where I want to transition to black, and use a mix, and use that to go into black, and then maybe use a mix again if I want to come back up to, like, put credits on the end.
Oh, that's a great idea. So then you're mixing like one of the last couple, because you can't use a transition without something following it.
Right, but you can put a black frame in between and go. You can take and transition with a mix from the one scene into black, and then come back out again into the next scene.
Oh, that is so smart. I really like
So
that.
clever.
That's brilliant. There's another thing that's kind of fun. Sometimes when you have the CapCut at the end, sometimes they'll make you put that on there. You can actually carry one of the transition or the effects over past the end of your video, and it shows up on the last screen, which looks kind of cool too. So sometimes I'll do that with bubbles. It can be a signature.
Well, this is terrific. Let's stop sharing and let's just open it up for more discussion. Go ahead, Rachel.
I just had a quick question about the color. What did they call it? Color
Adjust.
adjust. Oh yeah, color adjust. I felt it was only color adjusting that one frame that you'd clicked rather than the whole video. Is that right, or am I wrong?
I think that you can highlight the whole video and have it make it more uniform in color. The video that I just showed you, the blue sort of has different tending towards more yellow and then tending towards more the red in different places. And I tried that, and you could do it, I believe, across all of them at the same time, or you can kind of do it within one particular clip. But you just have to highlight it.
Would you just hold down Shift, would you?
Yeah, I've got a Mac, so I hit Command and then my cursor on anything I want to include altogether.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Hey, Rachel, I think there's a universal button that says "do to all," so to speak,
Oh, I
versus
didn't see that.
clip by clip. You can do it that way as well. Then you have to just remember what you did, in your color changes, and you have to go. You'd have to kind of step and repeat each one, or you can just click the button that says to everything or to all. I can't remember which one, and then it'll roll across the whole thing.
Does it work quite well?
I don't usually use it that way because I have stuff all broken up, and I don't always want the same color effect, so to speak, on every single clip. But it does work. I mean, I've tried it, but I didn't necessarily like it. But it could work and you might like it depending on what the images are. The other thing you can do is, and I think, Lynda, you said you didn't use it much. I think there's. Can you pull it up again? I don't have it to memory.
Sure.
There's so many buttons on these things.
It's hard to remember what's what.
On the top left, I tried something recently that I really liked. But I'll tell you once you have it up. I like your background, Lynda. Where is that?
Thanks.
Paris or somewhere. I almost never use filters, but I tried it on something that I did recently where it was one of the challenges for that red enamel paint challenge. So under filters, you see up in your top left, it has like a all the way up top left.
Here?
Yeah. Keep going to your right. It's the word filters.
There we go.
It was something, I can't remember which one, because again, there's so many, I don't have them to memory, but it really juiced up all the colors and made it very metallic-y kind of, which is what I was looking for. And then so that'll roll across the entire film.
So let's see. Yeah, I think
I use that too.
Yeah, so you know what it is, right? Yeah.
Not the metallic one, but just to keep it uniform.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's fun just to see what they do. Some of them are a little gimmicky, but some of them are nice.
And you said that what we could do somewhere on here is do it to the entire.
Oh, so if you go to adjust, up top right hand side now,
Top right hand
word
side,
animation,
adjust.
And you go down, keep scrolling all the way to the bottom.
Okay.
Well, I think you have
apply to all. Here it is.
That's it. That's apply to all. That's what I meant.
Okay.
Let me see. Oh, sorry. I'll just move my.
It's applying to all clips.
Where is it? Ah.
You see, it says it's gray right now.
Right-hand side.
So, Rachel, if you did 10 little moves with all your sliders, which you're not going to remember to be able to do each time, you can then hit apply whatever that changes to one scene across all scenes.
Ah, that's fantastic.
If that's what you want to do, if that makes sense for the concept.
That is cool.
Eric, using. Oh, sorry. Who did I speak over? Someone.
No, we started. Go ahead.
Teresa, are you and Glenn and Big Al for your work using more CapCut than say Adobe or?
I know about it, Big Al. I only use CapCut to edit. That's the only program I know at the moment.
Yeah,
I do.
I use CapCut as well. I used to use Power Director months ago, but I think CapCut is just more intuitive. It's a better UI. Glenn, did you want to mention when we were doing trying to do the dissolves on the super in our piece, it was not a problem doing the dissolves when you were on black, but there was an issue when we were trying to do it over the scene. Remember that? I do, yeah. So if you go up on the top right again on the word animation, and you see then below that, Lynda, there's in and out a little higher.
Yes.
So it depends on where you're going in the scene. If you have typography and you want it to fade out or in, you'd have to then determine which direction you're going in or out, and then it'll fade to black, or it'll fade over a scene. So if you click on any scene down below, you did it already, Lynda, right? So you have that, and if you wanted, like whatever effect you chose, you can also determine how long it'll take.
Oh, wow. I've never
I
used
think
those.
it's between.
Oh my gosh. These are wild.
Yeah, I mean, some of them are a little gimmicky, but some of them are cool.
Can you turn it down or up the how
So
much?
if you go all the way, you see below that, it says duration. Yeah, there you go. So right now it's preset to 2 seconds, but if you wanted it to be a half a second, because you didn't want the effect to be 2 seconds, which is maybe 2 seconds too long, you can make it a half second, you can make it 5 seconds. So I've played around with that. So I think as Al was saying earlier, you were saying, Lynda, sometimes you don't want the effect to be quite as severe or as long. You can adjust the timing. So do you see the slider down below?
Yeah, I do. Here.
So you can move that accordingly. So now it's 3 seconds. It's whatever it is that you just stop on. It'll be this.
Can you adjust how severe the actual, like in this one there's
That I don't. That's something I wish they had, and I bet they'll have it soon. I haven't. If it exists, I don't know where it is, but I wish there was a way to have it at 50% or 25%.
Yeah, because a lot of times their stuff just it smacks you in the face. Sometimes I like something a little softer.
I think it's coming, Lynda. I really do. I think they'll have a way to be able to subdue those. Some of those effects are so gimmicky. I think that if you tone them down to like 20%, it might break. You know.
Yeah.
Just needs a softer button.
I wish they had that.
Just dial it up and dial it down.
You were asking if I was using any other programs. I do use Adobe Premiere Pro, but the beta version of it. But the way that I learned how to use Premiere is I went to ChatGPT and it talked me through what I needed to do. I learned some things in doing that, and then where I used it recently was on the time capsule video where we go to the newsroom and we have the map behind and the dots are going in, fading in and out in different places. What I found worked best was to have my basic map as a layer in Photoshop, and then I had various layers. I must have had 16, 20 layers of random dots, each layer. And then what I did was I saved the map as a JPEG, or it could be a PNG, and then each of the layers individually as a PNG so that they were transparent backgrounds. And then I brought all of those different layers into Premiere, one on top of another. And then I adjusted the zooming in to the map in Premiere, affecting all of the layers. So those dots stayed in exactly the right spot on the map. They didn't move as you were doing it. So that's what I've been able to do. And there's a number of very nice things you can do in Premiere. I have not worked as yet with After Effects. So
there's some things now in CapCut that mimic Premiere. One of the hacks that is on the cheat sheet I'm going to give you guys is about layering, and layering gives the feeling that you're looking at something more 3D, which is something fun to try.
Any more comments or questions, folks? This has been very interesting, and I like the fact that we were able to get tips from various people at the same time. I think that was a very effective presentation. Yes, Vesica.
Yeah, I went to Generative Jam here in San Francisco last week, and there is something like the new CapCut Studio, and I have not really worked with it because I also found it frustrating, but you can apparently produce whole videos there.
It's the AI studio, CapCut's AI studio. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was part of the presentation. I just think it's more for UCG or UGC guy people, people who just want to make something really fast and get it out.
Right. I mean, like when we worked with it, it was doing basically animated storyboards. So the captions and the voiceover was animated, but otherwise it just created pictures. It wasn't really creating full animations at the time, and like half the people in the Gen Jam got stuck on that, unfortunately.
Nagawa, you have a comment?
Yeah, no, it was a quick question to Lynda about what she thought about the Canva's new, what it's like improved video editor. Like what she thought about how it's improved and compared to CapCut. Just
it's this. I have just recently realized how much less I use Canva now. That it's, really less. Like the only time I go in Canva anymore is to create a slide that maybe I need an announcement at the beginning or an ending of something. And I know that Canva is improving as well. So I'm not the best person to ask. I think it's a really powerful program, but it doesn't have the effects like CapCut does.
Well, this has been terrific, guys. Glenn, go ahead.
Just one really quick thing. So you said it earlier, Lynda. I think all of us have on this call probably have played with Midjourney, I'm sure. And layering effects is not unlike layering SREFs.
Yeah.
I just noticed I've been lately, so I'll put 2 or 3 over the top of each other, and you'll get very unique effects, which I never thought of until I started doing that. And I go, oh, this is great. You can have a limitless number of effects over each other. Sometimes it gets messy, and sometimes it's spot on.
I never thought about it like that, but that's true. Right now, light has been my major one, and sunlight. Sunlight seems to add so much to the images, especially for the ones I'm doing underwater, because you can get just the right thing to actually, it looks like it's going through the water. Yeah, brilliant.
I did that on Manny the millipede that was doing the disco dancing, because what footage I had of him dancing was not very interesting, but by adding of various effects and stuff, and actually in some cases multiple effects on the same area, made and you can stagger them too.
Yeah.
So that definitely works. Well, guys, this has been, I think, an excellent session. Just appreciate all of your input, Lynda, but everybody else as well. Just a quick reminder, we are next week going to have episode 158. Scott Davis, known as Bear, Baer, is going to be with us. Wonderful animator. Some of what he does is AI, but I want you to see the variety of things that he's animating. The following week, 159, is going to be an interview with Bass Weyer. It's going to be interesting, because the reason I invited him was because he was at the time getting a little disillusioned about doing stuff in AI and going back to doing handwork. And I've seen other people on LinkedIn where they step away for a while. So it's going to be he's a very interesting guy to talk to. And then the following week, 160, is the last Friday of the month. And that's when we're going to do results of Twitter Pated. Good things coming up this month. I haven't gone into getting things programmed for May yet, but I will try to do that soon, because I frankly like it not having extra pressure on me trying to find out who's going to be on next week, So it's really been helpful for me to have multiple people come on. Eric, go right ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to ask Lynda, are you going to put the PowerPoint that you created a link in the chat, or how can we get that?
I was just putting that out there. If you guys would email me, I have several different things that are really good that I worked on that we didn't go through that are worth having. Because I wanted to make sure that you not only knew what it was, knew what it did, knew where it was, but had each step to do it all in one place. So if you'll email me to that, I'll make sure everybody gets it. And I'm going to be having another CapCut course coming up. So, yeah.
So
Excellent.
the
Thanks
last
so much.
the last comment in the comment section is her email address.
Great. Thank you.
Okay, Vesica, did you have something else you wanted to say?
It was the same as Eric. I was wondering about the documents. And thank you so much, Lynda.
It was
Beautiful.
fun. You guys are fabulous. It's just a pleasure to be here. Thank you, Big Al. You're fantastic.
Well, I just really appreciate this group, and you know, we get people from all over the place, and as is evidenced by Rachel being here as frequently as she is.
In the middle of the night.
Yes, in the middle of the morning, you know, still. Rachel, I love you very much. Thank you, everybody, for being here, and I will be posting this on my YouTube channel after I do some editing.